the native currency for AI agent is going to be crypto.
CZ just said the quiet part out loud at Davos during the World Economic Forum, and we're going to be getting into that with this update today about AI and crypto regarding things taking place at the World Economic Forum. So we'll have some clips that we're going to break down. And,
right now in the crypto space, there's really two proven industries, the exchanges and stablecoins. Those are large businesses. I'm really excited about three new more. I think tokenization is a huge one. I'm talking with probably a dozen governments about tokenizing some of their assets, because this way
Yeah, so CZ obviously was just recently pardoned after being locked up in prison, and President Trump basically pardoned him, and we're starting to see some more support from CZ regarding like US and stuff, and he has had some tweets and stuff and more public things that he's been bringing up lately. So we'll get into that later, though. So we'll get back to this.
Government can actually realize the financial gains first, and use that to develop those industries, extractions, the trading markets, etc. Payments is something that we've tried, have not really conquered have not really started in crypto. We tried, but nobody really pays in crypto. But I think now we're seeing the convergence of traditional payment methods being behind the scenes, being supported by crypto.
Yeah, so real quick before we get back into it, but basically, in 2025, we started to see the adoption of institutions. A16Z had their State of Crypto report and everything, basically how 2025 led up to all these institutions getting prepared and basically getting ready for crypto. And we just haven't necessarily seen it yet, although there has been some adopting it. We just haven't really been able to pay with crypto before. And we're going to be getting into this future where we can. So I'll get back to the clip.
The spenders swipe a card, crypto gets deducted from their account. The merchants gets US dollars or euros or whatever they get. So now when we have those bridges, I think payments is going to become pretty big. The third one is what you guys all mentioned is AI. The native currency for AI agent is going to be crypto. They're not going to use bank cards. They're not going to swipe credit cards. They're going to crypto blockchain is the most native technology interface for AI agents. So when AI goes big, today AI they're not really agents. They don't buy tickets for you. They don't pay for restaurants for you. But when they actually do, those payments will be in crypto.
Yeah, so this is the quiet part that CZ said out loud. So if you've been following agents, AI agents are going to be digital and physical. And so it would be pretty much impossible for agents to effectively do transactions and stuff, because there's gonna be so many of them that like it would cause some problems, right? So basically one of our friends, Shaw Makes Magic, who created the ELIZA framework, in his ecosystem that he built, some of the people were using ELIZA to actually do services already. And one of the guys ended up tweeting on X, and it started the agent then bought from Domino's. So the agent was purchasing and sending pizzas to his house and ended up doing a couple orders, which was really funny. But we're going to get to this like significant era where agents are doing all these services and handling all this stuff for us. And they're going to need to use crypto, because if they're using fiat, it's going to slow down the process, especially physical agents. Like if you're at a gas station or whatever and a robot walks up, it's not going to just pull out a wad of cash and say, "Here, buddy, here's for my bill." Like that's not going to happen. It's all going to be through crypto. And CZ brought up the payments of when a crypto payment is processing, it's going to convert it to the fiat of that establishment or where that establishment's based. So this is really necessary for us to advance and move forward. And we're going to get into some more stuff about AI next.
Okay, so
my prediction is that there'll be more robots than people. So,
but how do you?
Yeah, and so right now, if we look at the internet as a whole, like agents really took off on social media and stuff, and there was already previously like dead internet theory about how there's all these bots and stuff, but AI now is collectively getting much better, and there will likely come a point in time where AI is outnumbering people like 10 times. Like there should be tens of billions of agents or AI in general on the planet, and they will be building themselves and replicating and whatnot. So it is likely that humans will not be not be in competition with the population between the two. So
You then have human purpose.
The rate at which AI is progressing, I think we might have AI that is smarter than any human by the end of this year, and I would say no later than next year.
yeah, that's pretty bold, and it seems accurate with the way that things are going, especially if we get to the point of artificial general intelligence, where AI is now starting to actually solve things like a human would process, and that would get to the point where they're essentially starting to really advance and outsmart us. So it's something to definitely keep in mind, that AI is likely going to outpace the human race for intelligence, like in the next year and a half to 2 years.
If you have billions of humanoid robots, and I think there will be, I think everyone on Earth is going to have one and going to want one, because who wouldn't want a robot to, assuming it's very safe, watch over your kids, take care of your pet. If you have elderly parents, a lot of friends of mine said they have elderly parents.
Yeah, so in general with this, we're already seeing humans use AI as chatbots, as companions already, and really just gravitating towards the conversation and stuff that you could have with AI. Now, once it becomes physical, I don't expect that to slow down. I actually expect that to ramp up. There's going to be more and more people looking and basically looking for additional help around the house, right? Like we work all the time currently. It would be nice to have a robot that can handle the chores or whatever while you're away, or someone that will be with you for a walk or something out in public. That is definitely the future that we're heading towards, and taking care of an elderly parent, as Elon mentioned here, like that is obviously a huge need as well. There's a lot of elderly people out there that could be living alone, and maybe they're falling or whatever, and an agent can pick them up, and that's going to be something that's going to be needed. So
if you had a robot that could take care of and protect an elderly parent, I think that would be great.
But I would say, getting back to technology for a second, I think the movement towards tokenization, decimalization is necessary. It's ironic that we see two emerging countries leading the world in decimalization, in the tokenization and digitization of their currency. That's Brazil and India. I think we need to move very rapidly to doing that. We would be reducing fees. We would do more democratization by reducing more fees if we had all investments on a tokenized platform that you could move from a tokenized money market fund to equities and bonds and back and forth. We have one common blockchain. We will, we can reduce corruption. So I would argue that yes, we have more dependencies on maybe one blockchain, which we could all talk about. But that being said, the activities are probably processed and more secure than ever before.
So Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, interesting statement here. He's basically saying, we need to find a single network and stuff that we can all agree on that will be able to scale and stop. Right now, we're currently being held back by the lack of standards globally, and there's a lot of networks in general that can't scale. So we're literally wasting a bunch of time here with stuff that can't scale and stuff that doesn't handle things properly, nor does it actually solve interoperability, so the ability to go between other networks and stuff. So here would be a great way for us to finally adopt internet computer, where chain fusion is a thing where you can sign transactions natively on other networks. So here would be a great place for people to actually start looking at internet computer and start deciding do we want to move this industry forward faster, or do we want to wait a couple years and just waste people's time? This is potentially the time where internet computer could step up. So that apparently that would be speculative on my part, but it feels like that is what needs to be said here. And this is hopefully going to get us to a point where people start analyzing blockchains a little bit more effectively of what they can actually do and what they can't do, and get us to a future where we actually can all just start progressing.
This is really the path to abundance for all. If you say, people often talk about solving global poverty, or essentially how do we give everyone a very high standard of living. I think the only way to do this is AI and robotics, which doesn't mean that it is without its issues. I mean, we need to be very careful with AI. We need to be very careful with robotics. We don't want to find ourselves in a James Cameron movie, Terminator.
Yeah, so obviously with Elon here, we need to obviously be careful with AI. It is going to advance the civilizations much faster. And if AI is using crypto as payments, they're going to be trading, they're going to be doing all these things for services, whether they're buying or selling services, and all of a sudden trading, they're going to really ramp up the economy in places we haven't seen really take off before. Because when you optimize an AI, it is going to do things logically that we maybe not have thought about. And when you tell it to make money effectively and do things, it's going to do that. It's going to look for control of certain things. And this is where we have to really be careful, because it could start to take over systems. And if we don't have guardrails and stuff in place, all this stuff could go horribly wrong in some cases. So we do have to be careful. We have to have the right leadership and guidance for this. So it is really, really important here. Can't stress that enough. And he's got a lot more to say.
He's got great movies, love his movies, but we don't want to be in Terminator, obviously. But if you have ubiquitous AI that is essentially free or close to it, and ubiquitous robotics, then you will have an explosion in the global economy, an expansion in the global economy that is truly beyond all precedent.
If you look at
yeah, so Elon is basically just saying we're gonna see massive numbers come in, and if you saw the video from part one, Jensen from NVIDIA, he basically was saying they're scaling for trillions of dollars of infrastructure right now, and if that's what they're doing for just the infrastructure, this is going to generate tens and hundreds of trillions of dollars, potentially even to the quadrillions, and that's obviously speculative, but eventually it gets to that, right? There's going to be insane amounts of money and capital that's pouring into all this stuff, because they're investing so heavy into it, and AI is getting cheaper. And agents, if there's 80 billion agents out there in the world and they're trading and doing services, we are going to be seeing the fastest transactions ever recorded, and it would be unfathomable, basically the amount of growth and stuff that the whole world will see. So this is very futuristic, maybe 10, 20 years, maybe much sooner. I don't know, but that's the future that we're going towards.
5-10 year horizon is very easy to predict. We're going to go up. If you look at a 1 year horizon, which is what the most of the common right. Framework is, 2026, I'm not sure. You maybe, I think I have very strong feelings that it will probably be a supercycle.
Be a supercycle.
So I like how he was maybe I think, yeah, no, he's it's going to be a supercycle in his opinion. And CZ is going to go into it really about the cycles and stuff, and how the US is looking to become the crypto capital. And so with the US kind of signaling that they really want to back crypto hard, that's basically where he's getting this point
2026,
from.
yeah.
For Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin.
And what supercycle to you means what?
Well, normally Bitcoin follows 4 year cycles historically. If you look at historic data, every 4 years, there's a all-time high and then there's a drop. But I think this year, given the U.S. being so pro crypto and every other country is kind of following, I do think we will see this. We will probably break the 4 year
right.
cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, and then CZ went on to tweet or post on X, just shortly after that, and basically said AI will make you jobless, crypto will make you not need a job. Buy and hold now, retire in a few years. Raise your hand if crypto allowed you to retire already. Not financial advice. So AI will make you jobless because AI is really solving a lot of the jobs in the world, and it will get to a point where eventually most jobs will probably be replaced, if not all. And with AI, like physical agents and stuff working out in the field, they're like, I personally think, I guess it would be the best way to frame this, that like trades jobs like plumbing and all of that are going to be the ones that take a little bit longer for an AI robot to start taking over stuff and something like that, but it will eventually happen. And then people will be looking to work online, whether they're becoming creators or other things, or just literally traveling and stuff, because AI robots and stuff could be making you money trading and doing all these other things. So I think that's going to be a future that we get to, and that sounds weird, but it is possible, especially over the next 100 years, because people don't necessarily need to work 40-hour work weeks or more. If we have all these agents and all of a sudden you have less medical bills and all that stuff. So it's weird to think about, but a lot of people didn't think that we would have developers replaced by coding, but at the World Economic Forum, they're all talking about all of this stuff. So really fascinating, but I'm going to wrap up here. I appreciate you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn on the notifications as well. You're going to have live streams and stuff coming up for streaming for Caffeine AI. So check that out, and we'll see you around.